You know, trying to lose belly fat in 2024 and 2025 is kind of like playing the lottery, because you might just get $5 back, but your chance of actually getting good solid info are next to none. I mean, let's be real. Should we be doing protein powder and just shoving in quality protein all the time? Or what about, I mean, let's just eat some spinach. Let's just be my diet all day? I mean, I think that might be plausible, right? Or we could do the, if it fits your macros, as long as I'm under, I mean, what really is the best way to lose belly fat? Let me explain. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is 𝔬𝕝𝕝𝕝. I've been in the fitness industry for over 13 years, owned a gym for over a decade. I now love to educate. I've been featured in many places like Men's Health, T Nation, Elite Fitness, and I now coach a lot of men online, and I love to give people the education that will get you the jackpot when you get my ticket. So listen up. The keys to losing fat revolve around the basics. You don't have to think so exclusionary of every little detail that you're trying to look for every little person on Instagram and social media. Let's start now with my 5 basics, because losing belly fat is gonna revolve around these 5 things. Your calories. There's no crazy random formula you have to follow. There's not anything that, oh, well, you have to plug this in and then you gotta incorporate. Now, can it help? Yes, but most of you are looking to just say, Mike, what can I do that makes it easy? I've got a busy life. I don't have time to be plugging numbers and doing data, tracking. I got it. I've got 2 kids under 5. I understand. So a simple way is just do your goal body weight times 12. Start there. So for me, if I want to be 175, I'm eating 2,100 calories. Pretty simple. I do that for a week, and if I'm not losing weight, I'm gonna go down 100 calories. Most likely, I'm gonna be dropping them from fats or carbs, not protein. You wanna keep your protein relatively high. I suggest, at least when you're trying to lose belly fat, keeping protein in at least 0.8 to 1 gram per goal body weight pound. So for me, I wanna be trying to get at least 160 to 175 grams of protein if I wanna be 175. Pretty simple, right? I hope. I'm just trying to make it simple for you, okay? No confusion here. So that's your calories. Does it matter about your carbs and about your fats after you do your protein? No, split them how you want, right? Now, I will say you might have a little bit more success if you put your carbs around the times that you're more active. It makes sense, right? Like, let's just be smart here. Movement, let's have some energy. What uses energy? Carbs. Let's put them around the energy. So put your carbs around. Then if you're maybe not doing so much in the evening, then you dial in more of your fat intake and go protein, right? So for me, I'm getting my oats, my potatoes, all around my morning and lunchtime, and then dinner, I'm gonna go more of my healthy fats like avocado, eggs, and salmon. Simple. Okay, we got number 1 covered. Amazing, you're doing it. Now, number 2 is sleep, right? Most people, they use the badge of honor. Oh, I can operate off 4 hours of sleep. Well, guess what? You might be able to, but your body is saying no, it can't inside. Why? You're lowering IGF-1. 2, you're lowering sex hormone count. 3, you're upping your chances of having and developing autoimmune issues that kind of at least most Americans, I would say over 50 million, have undiagnosed autoimmune issues that can stimulate from gut issues to thyroid problems to adrenal issues that are all caused from mainly a lack of sleep. Sleep is your body's ability to recover, repair, grow. As we age, as we've got kids, demands, we've got to take them to 4 practices a day. Then we've got to work, find time to work. Then we got to find out how they're going to eat, when they're going to eat, who's going to make it, then get them ready for. We don't have time. But if you keep running yourself to the ground, worrying about them, not worrying about your sleep, it's going to eventually catch up to you, and you probably notice that you do hit that wall. So you've got to get your sleep. That is this, and that's why I have it as number 2. That's that important. And just a night or 2 of less sleep in men can drop testosterone up to 10%. So it's nuts after a week of bad sleep. So get your sleep. Number 3, exercise. What should you do here, Mike? I mean, you're talking a big blanket statement here. Exercise, what do you do? Well, I'm gonna keep it simple. Weight training is your main dish. Your cardio is your entree. You don't have to be spinning your wheels on cardio work all the time. You don't have to be doing HIIT workouts, boot camp, circuit training, CrossFit. Then you don't have to go for mountain biking, running, doing marathons. None of that stuff is required to lose belly fat. Now, your body, I will say, it adjusts to the demands placed on it. So that's why you see people initially, cool, you lose weight getting cardio done. That 40 minutes becomes needing to get 50 minutes to 60 minutes to 70, 80 to 90 to then where you're having to do a half marathon to just maybe get a half a pound off of you. So cardio has I don't call it a negative feedback loop because a lot of us don't love doing more cardio. So how do you do that? You do more weight training, right? So focus on the weight training, progress there, right? And make sure, because what we're doing is creating more mTOR. mTOR helps the body produce more muscle mass. That becomes more thermic, right? So your body burns more calories at rest, burns more calories when you're active, burns more calories in your digestive system. So weight training will be helpful for you if you've not heard that by now. So what types to do? That's up to you. You could do a push-pull leg split. You could do an upper-lower split. You could do a full body split. You need to find a coach or someone that can help you understand what will be best for you and your lifestyle there. There's no right or wrong, right? So I personally love doing push-pull leg split. My cardio, I don't really have time to separate it. So on my 1 to 2 days that I do cardio, one day is walking, one day is more interval work, whether I'm doing sprints, whether I'm doing some run intervals, whether I'm doing some bike intervals. I do intervals and walking, okay? Those are my 2 days. Now, walking is obviously a part of my daily routine, so that's obviously part of my cardio every day, but strict cardio can be done there. Maybe that one day instead of walking, I'm doing carries, farmer's carries, sandbag carries. So you can mix up your type of modality of cardio, but I will tell you, if you're an aging parent, less stress on your cardio, the better. Because why? Your body can recover from it. And that's what's very important, as it leads me to number 4, because the more stress you place on your body with cardio or with pushing sets to failure or with going high intense training, that is going to raise what's called cortisol, okay? That is a stress response from the body. In short term, cortisol is good. It's needed. We need to have short, it's like kind of you see a bear in the woods, you're gonna run, and you need to have that ability to run, trust me. But you see that bear a million times, that run's, okay, here's the bear again. You know, like you can't keep burning it out. So the problem with cortisol and stress is that people use it too often. How? Too much caffeine, too little sleep, working out too much cardio, under-eating, overeating, processed foods. These things will all up your stress. Don't believe me? A lot of guys ask them when they come into my program what happens in the first 3 to 4 weeks. A lot of them eat more food and drop more weight. Why? Because I work stress and inflammation first. Your body can't start working out if it's broken and impaired. That's like pouring gasoline on fire. So that's why a lot of the whole stuff you see in social media with trainers and coaches doing this, you've got to first fix the body. The body can't be pushed, especially if you're a parent, especially if you're a high-functioning working individual. So take note for that. Stress is important. Make sure you control it. I like to do a little bit of mini walks throughout the day. Maybe I'm doing some gratitude, morning meditation. Maybe I'm just looking up at the sky and praying and being thankful for the God-given body I have, my family, my future, my kids, my home, my awesome garage gym. So sometimes it's just being grateful for what you have is very important, which is why I believe in faith and have that a part of my program. Also, the last thing is NEAT. So we often talk about that, and that's because there is, and actually research has shown, that NEAT can be impaired. The harder you work out, it's kind of called the downcycling effect. The harder you work out, the more your body says, I did some stuff today, I can relax. But in reality, you're now down-regulating your body's ability to burn calories throughout the rest of your day because all these things move up. Whether you literally bend down or go take the stairs or park further away from the grocery store, picking up things, moving with your kids. You know, for example, I did a study because I was curious. One day I was like, you know, after I pick up my kids, I'm just gonna kind of just stand around, not do much, and I'm gonna watch and see what my heart rate monitor does. And I put that thing on, and then I had a day where I picked them up and I was going with them. I'm running with them, I'm playing with them. It was an extra 290 calories in a 3-hour span. So yes, your movement matters massively. So make sure that you don't just put a priority on what? Your fitness. You've got to also take note, clean the house, clean the floors, be active. Guess what? How you do anything is how you do everything. So when you start actually taking care of your home, your floors, your car, your room, your shower, your toilets, all these things, then you're taking, maybe if you have a garden, maybe you can then even eat healthier, right? Good note there. You can start then being more active outside of your training, which will help you do what? Burn more calories. So I hope this video was giving you the basics here that help you understand to take away all the fluff on social media so you can just know the best way to lose belly fat is not just one word. It's combining these top 5 things, putting them together and understanding that eating a caloric deficit, make sure that you actually are healthy enough to be in a caloric deficit, because if you're not, because of too much of this, too little of this, too much of that, not enough of this, then that caloric deficit becomes a more problem, and that's why then fat loss becomes hard, which is why then we start seeing the upping root of what? Semaglutide, Ozempic, all these now drugs, people wanting on caffeine and more stimulants and fat burners. You first have to be healthy. So take that note. I hope this video gives you some insight, because my goal in life is to help provide people with the knowledge to get where they want to go without feeling stuck and not regressing, but actually enjoying what they're doing. So God bless. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this with a friend that you think might find it beneficial.